Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. Place we talk about anything and everything that is geek, whether it be TV, comics, movies, and video games. And as y'all know, on the last episode, me and my wife talked about some cartoons that had kind of cartoon series that have kind of overstayed their welcome or on the verge of it. And if you watched that one, if you haven't watched it, go see it. You'll understand this one a lot more. And and y'all, those of y'all that did have seen it, y'all know number one was The Simpsons. And as I said about we said about in the last one, they announced last year they were going, or early this year. I think it was like last year, late last year. They announced they were going to go into a 26th season, which led me to question: should The Simpsons get a 26th season? And my answer is, reflective of a lot of other people, no, they should not. I mean, Simpsons had their run. They've had their run. They've spun off a bunch of knockoffs and inspired so many. I mean, Simpsons in its time was the most edgiest thing on there. I mean, parents hated it because they thought it was teaching disrespect to parents. They probably did. I don't know. Folks didn't like it for various reasons. They thought it was the worst show on television and everything. But it's so now ingrained into pop culture that it has gone on to inspire another whole generation of other cartoons. I mean, if it weren't for them, I don't know which came first, Beavis and Butthead or them, but like I said, I ain't a fan of Beavis and Butthead. But I said they have gone on to inspire so many other cartoon series that are basically them with the volume turned way up. Like, one being South Park. I mean, South Park is essentially them, but with no censor. They are completely and totally uncensored, and they are not family friendly. Let me tell you. Let me go ahead and tell you. And then ones like Family Guy, another one that I said they'd overstayed their welcome, and basically, like I said, The Simpsons with nothing held back. I mean, they've gone. I mean, if it weren't for them, you would not have so many animated sitcoms that you have now. You really wouldn't. But you're basically in decline when you are imitating your imitators. And it's like I mentioned the last thing. Some of the things they do on there are basically carbon copying right straight from Family Guy. Like, for instance, you've got like I said, the way Homer is so flippant about Homer is so so flippant about, but it's so disrespectful of anything religious. Which is, I said, is another subject other than politics. Is not a subject we talk about on the show. But when he talks about, he's just so disrespectful about it. He's like Peter Griffin. I was like, that's sad when you start having Homer Simpson, instead of acting like Homer Simpson, goes to acting like the character inspired by Homer Simpson. And instead of acting like Homer Simpson, he acts like Peter Griffin, the character inspired by Homer Simpson. I mean, that's bad. That's really getting to where you need to get rid of the show. I mean, when you start taking aspects of Family Guy and trying to integrate it into The Simpsons, you just need to, and like, well, okay, whoa, we're starting to go there. We need to stop. And that's when you say, we need to stop doing that. We need to stop the show before it turns into something bad. I mean, look where Family Guy's gone. I think every day Family Guy could be teetering on the edge of cancellation. I mean, it's obviously getting where Seth MacFarlane don't even like doing that show anymore. And it's getting where a lot of folks on The Simpsons, despite the fact they've had a good job for 25 years, I mean, it's bad when you're starting to have to take pay cuts. Consider they probably had to have a pay cut, and since they started, it's bad when you start after 25 years you start getting pay cuts. I mean, and yet you're promoting the show like you did in the 90s, and yet it still ain't got the same punch that it did in the 90s. And as me and Ellen said on the last show, on the previous show, it should have ended after about 11 seasons. I mean, probably some of the other seasons has their highlights of their own, but it's season 25, and it's sad when the only good episode you get in season 20, in your 25th season, is one where you're animated out of Legos. That's sad. That's sad. And the fact that you're now starting to cross over with like Futurama and starting to say you're going to kill characters that you're not going to keep dead. Hey, that's another instance of trying to take something from trying to sound like either a comic book or trying to sound like a comic or Family Guy. Because they did that with Brian. They killed Brian, and under some outrage, they went back a few episodes later and retconned it. Or either they had it playing like that the whole time. But either way, they're going to do the same flipping thing with the Simpsons, where you're going to kill off a big name character and bring them back. That kind of spoils it for everybody. Like, okay, they don't mean anything now because they ain't going to stay dead. Seriously? It's time, and I'm going to say it, Simpsons should have ended years ago. But here you had, they drug on for 26 years. Now, fixing to go on the 26th year on television. It's time to hang it up. Should have been hung up years ago. No, it does not need a 26th season. It's time to hang it up. It should have been done a long time ago. It should have been. I mean, when you feel like you're rehashing stuff and redoing stuff, and you're not necessarily, it don't feel like anything fresh, and yet it feels stagnant, and also that you're just, it's time to hang it up. I mean, I love The Simpsons. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan of Simpsons most of my life. I mean, they've had their low moments, a lot of low moments, but they still bounce back. But now they're in nothing but a perpetual low moment. I mean, it's just not. It's time to go. It's time to go off there. It's time to say bye. It's been a nice run. That's it. That's it. But it's time for us to go. Make way for something else. It ain't gonna last near as long as we did. I mean, hey, another show that it inspired, King of the Hill. That show ain't even on there anymore, and I don't even know how it lasted as long as it did, because it was never funny to me. Funny to a lot of other folks, but not to me. It was never funny to me. And now it ain't even lasted as long as The Simpsons have. Matter of fact, it was some of the Simpsons creators, some of the ones who helped make The Simpsons, helped make that. But it didn't last long. It wasn't near as funny as The Simpsons. And another thing, look at Futurama. Futurama was created by the same people who created The Simpsons. And it's been canceled several times. Fox canceled it and went to Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network canceled it and Comedy Central picked it up. Or, I don't know, maybe another way around. But either way, it got canceled 2 or 3 times. It's been canceled 3 times now. And yet Simpsons still riding strong. And somehow Family Guy is too, but I'm saying Family Guy it's done anyway. But so Simpsons has been done for years, in my opinion. It's been done for years, and it should have just gone out when it had a chance, instead of going out with a whimper like this. Going out with a tired whimper. I'm gonna say it. Simpsons should have gone off there years ago. It's been good, and it don't deserve its 26th season. It should have just ended it with 25 years. Not many shows can say they lasted 25 years, but it's kind of a badge of honor, and it kind of ain't. It is in that you've beat everybody, and yet you've lasted longer than every other animated series and sitcom that's ever come on television. Yet at the same time, you stink. After 25 years, you stink. You smell stagnant. And it's time to let it go. It's time to just move on. It's time to just let the series end. But they will not do that. They won't another season. And to me, that's sad. It's just sad to see what Simpsons has become. And again, I say, it's just, it shouldn't be on there for another season. They should just go ahead and just, I don't want them to end up saying The Simpsons has been canceled. I just want them to say that The Simpsons is going to end after every so many years, finally come to an end after every so many years, instead of saying The Simpsons has been canceled due to low ratings after 20-something years. I don't want to have to turn on TV or go online and hear that. I don't want the word Simpsons and canceled to be in the same sentence. I want Simpsons to, and I would love to see The Simpsons end on a high note instead of just end with the great big C word, cancellation, canceled at the end of its name. I don't want to see that. I said it's time to end it, time to hang it up. It don't need a 26th season. But it's already in production right now. It's already in production right now, so really, like I said, it shouldn't be going into a 26th season. It should just be it shouldn't be. I don't want it to be canceled. It should just go ahead and just let it. Just let it go off there. Maybe they can make it through a 26th season without getting canceled. Let's say after 26, what it is usually is just let it go off there. I see it's been fun. It's had its run. It's time to just hang it up. It's time to just hang it up. What do y'all think? Y'all agree? Y'all agree that Simpsons is done, pretty much done, or do y'all think the Simpsons? Y'all disagree and y'all still love the Simpsons and think they're still funny as ever? Let me know. And y'all think it should go on for another season? It probably doesn't need to go on too. Y'all think it needs to go on for a 27? Let me know. Like I said, let me know. As always, draw me in the comment box. I would love to hear what y'all think on this subject. And that's all for this week's edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. And as always, you have any kind of comments about the show, drop me a comment in the comment box. Or any comments about the show, period, drop me a comment in the comment box. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends. And y'all have any kind of ideas for the show? Y'all have any ideas anything you want to see me talk about on the show? Drop me a comment in the comment box. I'm always looking for fresh, new ideas and things to talk about on here. I'm always open to new ideas from this. So I said, drop me. As I said, send me your ideas in the comment box. And you don't ever know when it may be made into an episode of Mr. J's Geek Corner. So I said, send in your ideas. I would love to hear them. I'd love to see them. And I'll see y'all next time.